And welcome back to another episode of the Cougar-licious Clubhouse, where we feature women who stand in their own power, celebrate the divine diva, and enjoys a little eye candy. And we have a full house for you today. Oh my God, do we have a show. We have Mike Abrahamian from Ledgerly. We have that is a CPA tax consultant, and he's going to be telling us a little bit about the tax season coming up. We have Rita Lim, the fabulous, wonderful, beautiful singer all around town who's got some shows coming up that she's going to want to tell you about. And of course, we have the sensational Sal Santiago, voted number one, the first in show, right? Number one, one-man show. Band, yeah. The one-man show, the best in show, one-man show. Here in Las Vegas, you're going to hear so much about him. And as for me, I'm your host, Donna Joy. And that's right, I am a full-blooded, red-headed, blue-eyed Italian. Yeah, it happens, you know. I am so Italian that the only thing stronger than my espresso is my opinion. Take it away.
Cougar-licious, in my power I rise with every step I take. I light up the skies, celebrating me. I'm a star shining bright, enjoying all the eye candy under the moonlight. Oh, Cougar-licious, watch me take my stand, moving to the beat. Come and take my hand.
You can't help but dance to that, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely. Welcome back again to the Cougar-licious Clubhouse. As I said, I'm your host, Donna Joy. And before we get started today, I want to acknowledge our sponsors on the show. We are growing every single week for sponsors, and they are Laurel Caprio from Caldwell Banker that we met last week. We have Ledgerly, which is a tax consulting firm that basically works with businesses and helps your business grow. We have Web and Funnel, which is a web design and web management company. Absolutely fantastic people to work with. And for those people who want to just sit back and relax and have a beer, the Huddle Brewing Company in the Arts District. Be sure that you contact them for your next event. And of course, Linder Health Skincare. Linder Health, I've been using it for years and I just love it. And if you go on to linderhealth.com/Donna, you'll get a free gift. Okay? Just like saying Donna sent you. And also remember that we love our subscribers. We are growing every single week with our subscribers. So please, if you like this show, like, share, and subscribe. You'll never miss an episode. And believe me, every week's a fun week. We have such fun, talented people here. So without any further ado, let's get started, shall we? I'm sitting here right now with Rita Lim and Sal Santiago, and we're going to bring on the set Mr. Mike Abrahamian. Mike, how are you?
Hey guys, hey Donna, thanks for having me on.
It's great to have you, Mike. It's great to have you. You know, I'm so excited about your company because you are two just real sparky guys, actually some very good eye candy too, I have to admit, that I mean, you're online and you basically work with clients all over the country, don't you?
Yeah, we're a remote tax practice. We do the compliance work, you know, filing your annual 1040 tax return, your business tax returns. We go above and beyond that, beyond the strategy. We really want to get to know our clients and have that advisory relationship where we're kind of building together and creating that generational wealth, that value add to keep more money in your pocket and less in the government's pocket. So that's what we're all about at Ledgerly.
And so when did you actually found the company?
About 3 years ago now. So my business partner, Andrew, and I, we've been, chopping shop for the past 6-7 years. We had our own full-time jobs and, we kind of got sick of, working for the man and having to report to a boss. And that's kind of what I wanted to get in today as well is, a lot of people, we're living in a really exciting world where a lot more people are getting into a side hustle, like being a musician or a singer or a stand-up comedian, or doing stuff on the side like a tradesman or a handyman. So we're living in a really cool time where people are doing other things outside of their 9 to 5.
Yeah, and I think you're right. With the onset of the online world, I mean, as I kind of got involved with it myself, I was really amazed at the connections that you can make. Not just nationwide, but worldwide even. You can reach out. And so that's why I was so excited to meet you, Mike, and see what you're doing with your company, because I think you're the next generation of entrepreneurs, that are on there online. So explain to us a little bit about, if a person is starting a business or starting a side hustle, what are the types of things that they should be considering and thinking about?
Yeah, really good question. So the people who are just doing stuff to kind of supplement their income on the side of their W-2 job, the most important thing to do is just separate your business and personal life, because at the end of the day, we don't crap where we eat. So we want to make sure that we have maybe a separate bank account, maybe tracking like an Excel spreadsheet, because, a lot of people get like a 1099 in the mail. They're like, oh, what's this 1099 NC? It's a non-employee compensation. They're like, I'm not self-employed. I work for a company. I'll tell you, once you get that first thing, you get it in the mail, it unlocks all those deductions that you can take as a business owner.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So if you're doing like independent gigs, like I'm sure you do, you all have 1099s, and at the end of the year, you take all of that, and that basically qualifies you for, deductions, expenses, and all of that. And then that gets deducted from the total bottom line, correct? Your total income?
So it gets deducted. So if you take all those 1099s and add them up, and that's your gross income as a business owner, that's your gross income from business operations essentially. But then, like you said, you have all those other deductions, all those expenses, home office, auto, cell phone that you can start taking off the top of that 1099 number. And then what you're left with is that taxable profit. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the common misconception, as for those side hustlers out there, or the people that are kind of just doing it as a hobby. They don't need to pay tax on that full 1099 amount. They can take those deductions that are helping them grow their business and that are ordinary and necessary for them to either produce their good or perform their service.
Mm-hmm. Great. Excellent. So how do people find out about you, and how do they get on board with Ledgerly?
Yeah, so you can go to www.goledgerly.com. We're also on social media. We're getting big on Instagram. We put out long form content on YouTube. Andrew and I usually do like a quarterly podcast debrief of some hot tax topics that are in the mix. Yeah, so go to our website, reach out, book a call, and we work with people nationwide. So
and also I have to tell all our viewers that because you're a sponsor on the show, I carry your logo on my website, and all you have to do is click on your logo and it brings you right to you.
I love it.
Isn't that great? That's great.
Love it.
Well, listen, Mike, thank you so much for spending these few minutes with us. You're more than welcome. Stay on the line and engage with the rest of our conversation that we have going there, and maybe we'll see you soon sometime in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, a lot of good clients out in Vegas.
Good. Okay. Thanks, Mike. See you in a bit. Okay. Well, how'd you like that?
Wow, very informative. Huh?
Don't you think?
Yeah,
don't
definitely.
you think? And it really is amazing, that people can access this information now so readily, just as a click of a button. And you know what I like about it, Rita, is that we can go and get our clothes, all of our glamour clothes, because you always look so exquisite, and that's it. It's a write-off.
And nails
and everything else, that has to do with the performance value.
And the cleaning of the clothes.
And the what?
And the cleaning of the clothes.
And the cleaning of the clothes.
Totally.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I know Mike is probably sitting there taking notes going, yeah, they're right. They're right on. Right on.
Totally.
Yeah,
There's a lot of things that you take for granted. Hey, that's part of the business. That's what we use for business.
That's right.
So we should write it off.
That's right. Absolutely. But I do like the closeout, the close aspect.
The clothes
of
are
it.
important for show business.
Of course. So tell us, what have you been up to, Rita?
Just been busy working, but I'm excited about my upcoming show, which is in November 20th at Myron's at the Smith Center. It's a show called Around the World in 90 Minutes. I think it's celebrating all cultures. I think it's really a very special show to me. I think we're going to be celebrating, honored, you name it, culture around the world that made us, like who we are today as a citizen of the world and of our country. So I'll be paying homage to international languages, but of course the influences of international languages in American popular music included some Italian, some Hebrew, some Japanese, some German, all of that were influenced in the popular music, and my friend Sal knows about that, so Spanish, of course. So I'm going to be emphasizing songs from the Beatles to Petula Clark to many popular songs that some of you may not aware that it was come from different cultures. There's many popular songs from the 60s, 70s, and even further up to the 50s were influenced by international music. So it's going to be a musical trip journey around the world.
Fantastic.
In 90 minutes. Yeah.
Wow, that sounds, and that's at Myron's.
At Myron's, November 20th. It's going to be Thursday, 7 p.m. And we have some tickets left. So
yes, and so how do you get
just go on the Smith Center website or go on my website, which is ritalim.com, RITALIM.com, or you can go directly to thesmithcenter.com and just look for my name, and it should take you there for November 20th.
Yeah, well, you are definitely a Las Vegas favorite entertainer.
Thank you.
How long have you been performing in town?
In town, probably 15 to 16 years that I've been active, that you guys know me, probably around there. But performing wise, been doing it for a long time, quite a long time, since I was a little girl.
And where are you originally from?
I was born in Los Angeles, but in my youth, my parents took me back to their, home countries where they grew up and all that. So I live in many places. So I guess that's why I feel very an honor for me to do this show, because I grew up in many countries, even though I am American born, but I live in so many countries and many places. So I feel like I picked up a lot of those cultural things that I can be sharing and put it into music and share it with the audience. And I think my goal of this show is just to really make all of us aware that we are one, no matter where we are. The music, it just unites us together.
Yeah. That's right. I mean, music has united people in so many stages of our social development, even here in the United States.
Yes.
I mean, music is really, I think, one of the leading premises that really fought against segregation. Remember when they used to have segregated audiences, back in the 50s and 60s? It was music that really brought people together.
I think so, yeah.
Because
absolutely.
there is no color barrier at all, or no, music is music.
And universal language.
Exactly.
We all can connect, whether we understand each other's or not, but the same languages or not. But when you hear it, you know how the melody and the interpretation or the emotion of the performer.
Yeah.
Like, I give you an example. I'm a big fan of Sal myself. I
Who
used to
isn't?
go see him perform. So when he sings, I don't understand Spanish fluently. I don't speak fluently, but when I sing certain Spanish song, I study it to the T, the translation, the pronunciation. But I don't speak it fluently. But when I hear someone like Sal doing his Latin classic, like he sang Besame Mucho, for instance.
Oh, yes.
He made me feel the lyrics,
Yes.
like in Spanish. So I think music is such a very powerful thing, for all of us.
Yeah. And I have, I don't know if you know this, but I have a background in ballroom dancing.
Oh, wow.
And one of the things that we always used to love to do is when we would go out dancing, especially to live performers, we would have the musicians that were interpreting the music, the singer that was interpreting the music, and then we had the dance
Yes.
that interpreted what was being said. So you had this big interpretation thing going on.
Just as important
And-
roles,
Definitely.
dancers,
You put your own feelings into that.
That's right. That's right, because that's the whole physical
course,
expression
Absolutely.
of what you're doing. So we always had a great time, doing that, and it was always so fulfilling. And people would sit there and just, they watch it. Wow, what the heck? Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
People still see you doing the thing. And,
Yeah, sometimes.
Come on now,
Sometimes you catch me
Yes, I
swing
do,
dancing out there.
You haven't lost a girl, you still got it,
Oh, that's
But
fantastic.
what a pleasure to be with you guys.
Yeah.
I'm a great fan. That, Rita. You're
Mutual
you're
Admiration
fantastic,
Society.
Well,
here.
we all. I am a big admirer of
so
you
you
guys.
know.
And now I
Yeah.
know that you dance. My God, you need to start dancing at my shows. I want to see
Okay.
you dance.
I'll have to find a partner.
Yes,
I'll have to
yes.
find a partner to do that. Yeah.
Somebody can keep up with you.
Yeah. And Sal, you are always sensational wherever
thank you.
you perform. And I'm sorry, it was the one man band
Yeah.
award. Tell me
Yes.
about that.
Well, I was lucky enough to be nominated and, one day, one man band award,
Rightfully
and
so.
for a couple of years in a row. Thank you so much. And it's an honor, and it's like we all do. We put a lot of effort, a lot of work in what we do, and we put our soul in, we try to do the best we possibly can, I think sometimes we are our worst critics sometimes, but then again, we try to, that gives us the encouragement to keep on going and, and do it the best way we can.
And from what I remember in some of our past conversations, you were actually into country music, right?
Well, yes.
Yeah, you still are. Go ahead, tell us.
Yeah, well, I was born in Chile, in South America, and my parents immigrated when I was about 15 years old, 16 years old here, and I was recording for RCA when I was 13 years old in Chile, and before I came to America, and when I came here, and it's just like. Okay, I'm familiar with some of the music. I was a guitar player then, still am. But at the time, I wanted to try to get back into it, but I wasn't familiar with the music, And my in-laws, I got married to, the young lady from the Midwest, and they had this little bar that used to go to play country music, but they didn't have a guitar player on board. They had a keyboard player, a saxophone player, and a drummer. And of course, my in-laws, after a few drinks, they're like, get the kid up there to do something. What am I going to do? I don't play keys, I don't play saxophone, and I don't play drums. I'm a guitar player as a kid. So after a few drinks, everybody, well, let's get him up in drums. I can wing him, that stuff.
Let's get him up there. Let him do it.
So I tell you, and it was so incredible because I wasn't familiar with the music they were playing, but I would try to keep whatever time or whatever you want to call it, being musically. But at the end of the night, the guys at the band, they told the drummer, he said, if you don't hire the bar, if you don't hire the kid, we're walking out, And the guy that was playing drums, it was the owner of the bar.
Oh my God!
So anyhow, to make a long story longer, I pursued the drumming part of it. And I was fortunate enough that that I ended up playing. This is in Peoria, Illinois. I ended up playing in one of the biggest honky tonk nightclub, you would have called it that, country music, And they used to bring headliners from Nashville all the time there. And I was fortunate enough to be there at the right time that this guy came into town, and had a #1 record in the country charts, and he hired me to take me on the road with him and introduced me to Nashville. And I ended up playing.
That's amazing.
I ended up playing drums at the Grand Ole Opry as a drummer for 3.5 years.
Wow. Yeah. It's just the way, it's just amazing, how life has its synchronicities, everything just kind of like but if you just follow your path, I think that there are so many doors that open for
definitely,
people. You can't really plan it. You can basically maybe set your sights and
go with the flow.
Go with it.
Right.
And doors will open,
Yeah, it was fascinating. mean, I wasn't expecting that, you know. 3.5 years of the Grand Ole Opry. Everybody that walked through the Grand Ole Opry stage, we played behind them, you know.
Wow.
And after 3.5 years, I said, well, I had enough of this. It got to be more than this, you know. And I said, you know, where am I going to go, you know? And at the time, it was in the early 80s. Big movie, The Urban Cowboy was, you know.
Oh, yes, The Urban
remember?
Cowboy, yeah,
You know?
John Travolta.
Right, exactly, you know. So that movie was so famous, you know,
soundtrack.
everywhere,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You know. And I said, where am I going to go? I want to be somewhere, you know. In Las Vegas. Well, you know, when we get to Las Vegas, every hotel in Las Vegas was playing country music because of the movie,
Yeah.
you know. So I came in here at the right time, you know, the 80s, early 80s with country band, you know, we played everywhere up and down this.
Oh,
strip.
yeah, with your credentials. I mean,
Exactly,
you come
you
in,
know.
you were with the Grand Ole Opry, yeah. It just kind of like was a
so
shoe
we worked every major casino you can think of. But then overnight, they pulled the switch, no more country, you know, back to the crooner stuff, back to all the stuff, you know. So what do I do now? Do I go back to Nashville or on the road, you know? So I just decided, well, I better stay in Vegas, but I got to learn this other stuff, you know. So, and I've been here ever since,
And
you
you've been
know.
here ever since,
You
so
know,
in the
and,
80s,
yeah.
you've been here. My God, you are like Mr. Las Vegas.
I tell you, I see so much, I've done so much in this town, you know, that I hate to see it the way it is now, you know, because it was the entertainment capital of the world, you know.
And it still is, because when you perform, we felt that. And I'm just since you brought this up, Sal's one of the very few artists that when you can agree with me, when you see him perform, you know, he just put a smile on your face, and he
All
can
the
sing.
time.
He can sing any style. Like I have witnessed him. Well, during the pandemic, you know, the whole world shut down. So I think myself and him and a few people that working during that period of time. So I have a lot extra free time because I don't sing every night around that time because it's pandemic, the whole world shut down. So I usually sneak out and see Sal perform at his own, you know, performance. This man sings everything. He
does.
get you. He takes you from Kool and the Gang dancing to a heartteint ballad to a country to
Santana.
To
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
Latin country. And then he just made the audience smile. And you really felt that, you know. I don't think I say that enough when I see you perform.
Well, thank you,
It's very,
Rita.
very
But you know, I mean, it takes one to know one. You know, I mean, it's, you know,
Generations.
Well, I
it's
am-
so tremendous. You know.
I am beyond thrilled having both of you here. I mean, because I've seen both of you. I'm a huge fan of both of you. You know that. And so, Sal, where are you? I know you're performing at
Yes,
German American
I'm
Club.
trying to cut down a little bit, quite a bit, as a matter of
Yeah.
fact. You know, I mean, after doing this for almost 60 years, I just had my 60th anniversary of being a performer. You know.
60
And,
years.
Well, you can pick and
60
choose
years,
now.
You know,
That's what I
and it's
thought, yeah.
very true. So
You've
yeah,
been performing all my life.
You know. Oh my gosh, you know. So I just say, you know, well, I'm going to do what I want to do when I want to do it, you know, and how, you know. And I'm grateful enough I don't have to do that, making a living anymore. But I've been fortunate enough that I can do that. So yeah, the German American clubs have been very, very good to me. I'm there twice a month, and also I'm at the Skyline Casino in Henderson every Saturday night.
Every Saturday.
Yeah, and it's
From what time to what
from
time?
7 to 10.
7
I don't
to
want
10?
to play past 10 o'clock at
No,
night.
I know.
I want to be in bed by 11. You know what I'm saying? You know.
And you have such loyal fans.
Yeah.
Your
I
fans
hear
are
you.
everywhere.
I hear you.
So
I
much
always
fun.
have to question, you know,
You know.
whenever I'm offered a gig, you know, my first question is what time is the show?
You know, I thought I was retired about a year and a half ago, but just like you said, I'm going to quit. And all of a sudden the phone started ringing. You want to do this? I said, where? On the strip? No, thanks. You know.
But isn't that great, though? Isn't that great to have had a career where even when you want to take time off, people know you and want you and will reach out to you, where you don't really have to, you know, do the hustle as
true.
Well, I think I think both him and I paid our dues, and especially him. You know, he paid his dues, and he kept, you know, his fan loves him, you know, because he's very genuine in his art form. So people gravitate towards that sincerity, and then people come out for you, and myself included.
Yeah,
so
well,
very
we're fortunate. Like I said, we do what we do, and we pour hard into it, just like you as a comedian.
Yes,
you know what I
yes,
mean?
make people laugh.
You know, I mean, you know, just that's great.
Well, to me, and again, like I said, I had one of my past shows, one of the comics asked me what my goals were, because I always ask the comics, you know, what are your goals? Because these kids hustle, they, you know, really. And they said, well, what are your goals? And I said, I'm doing it. This is
That's
my
the goal.
goal.
That's right.
Okay.
Right.
I came here to do exactly what I'm doing. And that's fantastic. I can't really ask for
Be
anything
able to
more.
do what we love to do.
Yeah.
That is a goal.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah, and
Absolutely.
so it's just a thrill. Oh my goodness, we're starting to run out of time. Again, Myron's November 20th. Yes, we have the Skyline Casino
Every Saturday.
And
every other Tuesday at the German American Club.
at the German American Club, absolutely. And when they want to
And they're
find
not,
you,
they're not past 10 o'clock either. So you'll be in bed by 10:30, okay?
and when they
But after that, go see Rita. She'll stay up.
Yes, that's right.
and when they want to find you,
At Sal Santiago Music.
salsantiagomusic.com and
My name.com, ritalim.com.
.com. Okay, great. Before we go, I do want to again bring up our sponsors and thank them once again for sponsoring the show. Laurel from Caldwell, Mike from Abrahamian from Ledgerly. We have Elizabeth Campagna from Web and Funnel, and Lisa Hamilton from the Huddle Brewing Company, as well as our friends at Linder Healthcare, Linder Health Skincare. Just thank you so much. And by the way, there are sponsor opportunities for the show. If you're interested in sponsoring the show and having an interview on the show as well, be sure to go to my website. And everything is on my website. As you can see here real quick, when you go to the website, you can sign up for the newsletter. You get a free download of my little book. You'll get a link to the shows that we're doing here in the Cub House. You'll have my events page to show what's going on in the events. And of course, we have our store where you could get the famous Cougar-licious panties. You could get t-shirts and cups and hats and all types of good things. So be sure that you go ahead and do that.
Whatever you put here, I like it. That's Cougar-licious.
Cheers.
It's Cougar-licious, yes. Also, everybody out there, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. Just hit that subscribe button, and you will never miss an episode. I think that about wraps it up. Can we bring Mike back up? Is Mike still here with us? Hey, Mike. I want to thank you for being on the show and thank you for your advice. I know we'll be probably seeing you a little bit more in future shows, right?
Well, I might pack it in after listening to Sal and Rita and just come and jam out with them.
That's right. Because Mike is a guitarist.
Oh, wow.
He is a fabulous guitarist, as a matter of fact. Tell us a little bit about, just real quick, do you perform locally or, pardon me?
Just jam out with family and friends, some local bars, a lot of classic rock.
And that's where? Where do you live?
We are in Connecticut.
You're in Connecticut.
So,
yes, my home state.
Yeah, there it is. So yeah, local bars, breweries. That's about it.
Yeah.
But, hey, if I can get out to Vegas and meet up with you two, then see some quality. I'll see a quality show.
He's really good.
Absolutely.
Really good. Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much. Thanks for
stopping
in. Okay. All right, everybody. I think that's it for our show. I'm going to, first of all, for our guests. That was a long applause. Everybody really enjoyed that one. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.